So there is a store in the next town over that is a vintage antique store. Hardly ever open. An older gentleman owns it. Everything in there is dusty and it's dark in there and it's kind of dim, and it's those kind of places you love to go and search and try to find a treasure. Well, I always miss him when he's open because he doesn't really have a schedule. He's just there when he's there. And if you don't find him there, then you're out of luck. Well, apparently he has sold out. He's decided to stop selling. For the last few weekends, they've been open to let the public come in and fill up a box, and they are giving you prices that are pennies on the dollar for anything that you wanted. And it was crazy. I wish I could have gotten some more footage. I got a little bit of the way it looked. It was a little dark in there. Lighting wasn't great. It was just filled to the rim. Still lots of things left. But here's the problem with those stores. You do have to be careful because everything's kind of been sitting there a while. There are some things that may have damage on them and you don't know until you get home. And that happened with a couple of things that we bought. Also, keep in mind, when we go through this, that my husband was with me. And so a lot of this stuff is things I would not have picked up. He did because it caught his eye. He wanted to see if it was worth anything. And I don't know if those items are going to be going in my Etsy store. But let's get started with the first piece that I thought was really pretty and I saw was this glass jar with a lid. This is early American pattern glass. This is the Bryce Company, which I did not know. I had to look it up. It's dating online 1898, or the company is. I don't know exactly when this piece of glass was made, but I know it was very early and most likely an antique. They have it taped together here. He had $24 on it, but like I said, keep in mind, he had $24 on this. We got this and an entire box of stuff for $22, okay? So when you divide all that up, this was probably, like she said, pennies on a dollar was what the lady told us. Prices, penny on a dollar. We went in, she told us, don't pay any attention to the prices on things because we just put it all in a box and we'll give you pennies on the dollar and we will give you a price that's going to be pennies on the dollar. So they really were pennies on the dollar. This is really pretty. It has no damage whatsoever. I can't find any chips or nicks on it. This will be going in my Etsy shop. I think this is really pretty. And honestly, for me, this is probably worth the price of the box, this and a few other things. I picked up this pretty little bell. I don't sell a lot of bells, but I love daffodils, which we call in the South here, we call them buttercups. That's one of my favorite flowers. He had a $6 price tag on it. It has a little marking inside, which I thought was left in. It's not. It says Golden Crown, made in England. But it's in really good shape. No damage to it. Just a tiny bit of fading on the gold. I'll put this in my Etsy because this was sell really well for a birthday gift for someone. One of the items my husband picked up were these Bud Light glasses. Okay, if you have not seen some of my shorts videos, I have one where I talk about my husband picking up anything that's beer related. It is so true. It's funny, but it is true. So he saw these Bud Light glasses. Nothing real special about them except the other side. They're Nashville Bud Light glasses. We live in Nashville. We're right outside of Nashville. He had $12 a piece on these. I think we got 4 of these. Nothing wrong with them. I'm sure we could sell these on my Etsy store. This is not necessarily something I pick up, but I do have some beer glasses in my store because, like I said, my husband likes to help me pick things, and this was one of his items. But very cool logo on the back. I think Bud Light made these in different cities probably, and this was the Nashville city. I don't know what the date is on this. I would have to see if it is actually vintage. Okay, another item my husband picked up are things like this. I don't pick these things up. I don't know anything about them. I know there's probably somebody out there going, oh, I would always pick these up. If I had an eBay store, I would pick these things up. I don't do eBay or Mercari right now. I only do Etsy. And on Etsy in my shop, this is not really my kind of thing. I do have an eBay store. It just doesn't have anything listed in it right now. He had a $28 tag on this, and it is a Marvel comic figure. Now, this little set of glasses is really pretty. They're also very, very thin. I don't like to pick up vintage glasses with the thin glass because here's the thing. They are vintage. They've been in a store, exposed to heat, exposed to cold. And the minute someone might try to use these, it has the potential of cracking. This is just my opinion. So I don't normally pick up thin glass, even though it's very pretty. So I don't know if I will sell these. I might use them. Another item my husband picked up, Star Wars mugs. I don't sell these. In fact, I'm not even sure if they're vintage enough for me to even sell in Etsy. But he did get these two. These are something I did pick up. There was only two, but they're these beautiful bowls. Look at this. And they were $3. I want to say they might have been $3 a piece, but they were in great shape. Look at that design. Beautiful. And Homer Laughlin, which is from the 50s and 60s. I just thought they were really pretty. If I don't sell them, I can use them, but it is something that can go in my Etsy store. This was an item my husband picked up because he knows that Precious Moments sells pretty well, depending on what it is. This says Jumping with Joy, has a little cheerleader on it. It's a little vase, which apparently it's a little dirty, but it has the little tag in it. It's in really good shape. The gentleman that had this store originally had $8 on that, which is probably about right. I will put this in my Etsy store. It would make a good little gift for someone. This I picked up because cherubs do really well for me, and this one was in really great condition. The inside is almost like a metallic color, and I believe they just painted gold over it. It just has like a mold mark on it, so I don't think it was actual company. It may have been a hobbyist piece, but very pretty. She's got a little bit of scuff right here on her face, which might come off. If not, though, it's really cute. It would be really pretty in like a Hollywood Regency style bathroom setting or something. But I did pick this up into our little goodie box. After looking at this stuff, I realized my husband got more stuff than I did. He also got this Star Wars figure in the box. It was originally had a $12 price tag. This is Luke Skywalker. I don't know what the year is on this. Somebody else out there probably that knows Star Wars memorabilia will know. This one was Robin, which I'm not sure. When my husband got home, he was like, oh, I didn't realize that was Robin. So he doesn't think that Robin's a big seller, but this was also picked up and put into the box. Oh, this was so cute. And we originally got it. This is a little Go Indians. This is Cleveland Indians, which are now Cleveland Guardians. But it's like a little bopper plane, baseball boppers. And we originally got this because my dad was a big Cleveland Indian fan, and so is my brother. So we got this originally probably gonna give it to my brother because it's got the little helmet on there. It had an original price tag, like where the people bought it, for $7, and I don't know what it had on it in the store. You can tell there was a lot of stuff in there like this where it had been like water damage and just kind of like crinkled and everything. But I mean, the item inside is in good shape. And it's got a bopper because I think he's like a miniature bobblehead, but he's in a plane. And the date on this was 1998. So not super old, but so cute, and probably will be a gift for my brother. If you're watching, that's probably going to go to you. Now, a lot of this stuff he picked up. I have 4 brothers, and he knows the teams that those brothers like. So sometimes he will pick up stuff. My other brother, one of my other brothers is a big St. Louis Cardinals fan, and this is a Mark McGwire baseball bobblehead. And I'm not sure the date on him. They had $15 on him, but my husband just stuck him down in there thinking that my brother might like it. So again, some of this stuff we're not selling. Some of it is a gift for other people, or just to give them something. Okay, now this we got because we do get collector's plate. Now also I have another video coming out soon talking about Barbie stuff. And this is another vintage Barbie plate, collector's plate. This is Flapper Barbie, like the 1920s Barbie, which she's just supposed to which represents the 1920s, not that it's from the 1920s. This was probably in the 90s. This was probably a Mattel. Yeah, 1995 was usually the Barbie stuff. But we did put this in there because it was in really good condition. It doesn't have the little certificate with it. It had original price of, I think, $18. Some of his stuff was high originally priced. But now keep in mind, we've already made our $22. Also picked this plate up. I was looking all over the store for another one. These are really pretty, and I thought it had a really pretty design that somebody might like. I think these are Bavarian dishes. Are these Bavarian? Yeah, Bavarian, Germany. But I like this design, and people like fish. I wish I could have found the other plates. I couldn't, but I did pick up one because you never know if someone has this set, they might be missing one. One may have gotten broken. I love picking up dishes, one dishes or one glass if someone needs a replacement item. Etsy and eBay, great place to find replacement dishes if you have a set and you have broken something and you need to find one. Great place to find that oddball item, and that is why I got this. I think he's really cute. I think I've been holding him upside down. I think he goes that way. Another collector's plate. This is the Hummel collector's plate. Now, Hummels used to be all the rage, okay? They used to be very popular. They have really gone down in popularity. I'm not even sure that this is worth anything. I have not looked it up yet. This one's called Stormy Weather. This one, 1992, but like I said, I don't know if this is a good seller. He had $22 on it just for one plate. And I don't think I didn't see the box or the certificate of authenticity with it, but I will put this in my Etsy store. I'm going to research it a little bit and see if these really do sell. And if they do, I'll put it in my store. I love Fitz and Floyd. They sell well. This is Fitz and Floyd, not an older thing, but a Fitz and Floyd salt and pepper for the holidays. I had the stocking with the little horse in there and everything. And then the other was a gift, and it had this bird on it. Well, when we were wrapping these up, because they let you wrap your own stuff, I was wrapping my own stuff up to put it in a box. This broke off. Somewhere between there and in the car ride home, this broke off. I will probably glue it back on and use it from a personal use, but I won't sell it. I'm not going to sell. I don't sell things that I knowingly know got repaired, and I don't repair things to sell them. It would have been cute for the holidays coming up, but now my bird broke off, so I probably won't be using those. Another thing my husband got was this. He saw Disney and he got this Disney watch because it was dark in there, okay? And this looked like, oh, it's in, pretty good condition. When we got it home and got it out, we realized it wasn't. It's in horrible condition, actually. It's very worn. And so I don't even know if this is worth anything. I'll look it up. It's not that old, and I just don't think it's worth anything. He had $20 on it in the store. Shape. I would say take the band off, but see that? It's not a good shape. So I'm not sure about that. I don't feel good about that one either. And now, one thing that my husband questioned that I got off the wall was this bag. This is so cute. It didn't even have a price on it. I think it was probably free. But it's like a vinyl type bag. And look at this cat image. Okay. It says, does she or doesn't she? And it is the Curler Kitty by Clairol. This used to hold curlers, the Clairol. It had a little set of hot rollers, I believe was what was in here. Or this bag actually may not have been the hot roller bag. There was another bag that held just the curlers. And then there was a kind of a square bag that had a zip top that used to carry the hot rollers. This is really cute. It's in good condition. It's not really, it just needs to be wiped down because it's vinyl. But I thought this would be adorable just to hold in someone's pink decor. It's got a drawstring. It would be so cute in a room of pink things or to hold something else. The design is so retro, and I just think this is adorable. This was probably 60s. I'm going to say 60s. And this saying the does she or doesn't she, I could be wrong, but I want to say this was the Clairol, it was like a Clairol motto. I thought it was for hair color, like a does she or doesn't she color her hair, but maybe it meant something else. But I just think these kitties, this is very much the type of thing that I go looking for. Very mid-century modern, the pinks, the aquas, those things, they're hard to find anymore. Now we're getting into the age where the 1990s and 1980s stuff is easier to find than this. So that's why I'm excited when I see something from 50s, 60s and I pick it up. Not to mention also that I love pink. And so, if I don't sell this, I'll use it because I think it's adorable. This up, I saw it on the wall, thought it was really pretty. Eagles do really well for me. It's the symbol of America. I mean, people love eagles. But then I realized when I turned it around, this was actually a commemorative plate from the Ronald Reagan era. So this was in the 80s. This was to celebrate the inauguration of the 40th president of the United States, President Ronald Reagan and Vice President George Bush. So this was made in England, and it says limited edition. National symbol of the United States. So I think it was probably a collectibles plate sold at that time. The original price on it in the booth was like $22. It's in really good condition. There's nothing wrong with it. Hardly any, there's no fading at all that I see. This is a artist, Boehm. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. It's Boehm. But I've seen his artwork before, and that's the signature on the bottom or whatever, that this is his artwork. But this may sell because of the era. It's like 1980s or whatever. And a lot of people like to collect presidential things. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to put this on Etsy. I'm going to look it up first, see what I find. It doesn't have the original box, does not have a certificate with it, but I do think that it's kind of cool. And so I will put this on my Etsy store. Two larger items that we got. My husband picked this up. It's a Mark McGwire poster that was framed, but it's when Mark McGwire played for the Oakland A's and not when he was with St. Louis Cardinals. I think he might have picked this up also for my brother, but I picked up, which I think is beautiful, and it's been framed professionally. It is a print. And here's the sign. It's a signed lithograph. And there's the signature of wood ducks. And ducks in lodgeware type things do really well for me. This one's not too big for me, really. I can get this shipped very easily. And with it being in such great condition with almost what appears to be kind of like an oak frame, I think this will do really well, and I will sell this. This was the only larger item that I picked up. So my husband did pick this up. There was a little bit of like sports memorabilia. Most of it had been picked through, but this was in some of that stuff that he found with the baseball stuff. But this is a softball. This is hardwood official softball. And he did look it up online. It is an older one. Now, it says the hardwood company 1858, but I don't think this softball is from 1858. I think it was probably like an edition that, I don't know. I would have to research it. I think it was maybe something that came out and got sold later. I do think it's vintage, but not quite that vintage. But however, I'm not sure about this. I'm going to look it up. If it is something that someone would be interested in and it's in fairly decent shape, I may consider putting this in my Etsy shop. Looks like if we're going to keep doing these kind of shopping hauls, I'm going to have to get back on eBay because we're just getting a whole bunch of stuff that I think would do better on the eBay setting. So my husband might be wearing me down. I might be getting back on eBay. I don't think this is like super vintage, but this was a Pyrex. See that? Pyrex, the Pyrex Purple Heart glass measuring cup, which I picked up for myself because I thought these are great, like a great size, right? 2-cup size. And I also liked the purple design. Now this is not vintage. This is like when Pyrex redid some of their reproductions, and then this was like a commemorative type thing. There's a couple of them out there. I've seen this one, and I've seen another design that didn't have the hearts on it, and he's got it for $25. I'm not sure this is worth $25. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. However, I don't know that I'm going to sell this. I think I'm actually going to use it. I actually like it. Worth $25. Another item that, hey, with just these two alone, if they were both if they are really worth 25, I don't know if it would be, but if this was worth 25, like I've already paid for my whole entire box. That was $22 of stuff. So that was all that was in that box. I want to say that was everything. So there you go. That is my $22 fill-up box haul at a vintage store. This stuff cleaned up and get it listed on Etsy. If anything in this video is listed at the time that I publish the video, I will always link that below. And if not, I will link my store so that you can check out Pink Truck Picker on Etsy to see if there's something you saw in the video you're interested in. If you have any questions about anything, please leave it in the comments below or message me. I'll be glad to help you with anything that I can. I'm not really an expert, but I have learned things over the last few years reselling, and I'll be glad to help you out any way I can. I am hoping that you can get out there and find some of these things where you can fill up a box for $22, because I'm telling you, those are the best kind. I kind of wish that I would have gotten more stuff. Now, later that day when we got home, my husband was like, do you want to run back down there? Because I think they were open until 4. But I really did kind of scour the place, and I would have probably just been buying junk at that point, because a lot of the good stuff was picked over, and then a lot of it was stuff that I don't necessarily deal with. And we weren't sure, even though they said pennies on the dollar, we weren't sure exactly what we were going to end up paying. But I do think it was a really good deal. These are great things to find if you are a reseller. I will tell you, they are far and few between sometimes. We have come to the end of this video. I appreciate you so much. Thank you if you made it this far. I hope you found something that was entertaining and enjoyable. I hope you'll come back again, and I hope you will subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.